Yo, what up, my people? What's up? I am back in the building. Good afternoon, all my people. On this rainy Wednesday here in New York. I don't know what the weather's like anywhere else. But yeah, it's definitely raining up here, which I like it because it makes the streets and the area of peace and quiet. But I hope wherever you guys I hope wherever you guys are at, the weather's decent and you're enjoying your Wednesday afternoon. All right, I'm back with Boxing Talk. Anybody who missed the morning talks, man, the morning chop ups, man, y'all gotta subscribe, man. You gotta tune in. It goes down with the chop ups in the morning, man. I'm telling you, it's definitely worth seeing and worth hearing. Definitely encourage everybody. And then sometimes I come back in the afternoon with the Boxing Talk. I'm trying to get back up and running, get back to where I need to be. So of course we are back with that. Um, Fundorda versus Thurman, man. I just brought up Thurman and Charlo thinking that was going to happen. Or I was thinking, can it happen, not knowing that they were already in talks for Fundora and Thurman. So that video, that Charlo and Thurman video, I kind of dismissed that because it didn't make no sense to keep it up there, even though I was speaking on, you know, what could happen. It didn't make no sense, and I didn't feel right keeping it, so I let it go. It's okay. It's one video. If I need to do anything in the future with Charlo again, I'll bring it back up. Oh man, let's just go ahead and we're gonna jump into it. So, for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Of course, this is where it goes down at No Duck Zone podcast. No ducking, no running, no avoiding, no nothing. We get it in over here. So, Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman. Oh, I don't, I'm not the one who like the down fights. Uh, yeah, I know. Listen, I'm not even. You know what, John? I already know what you're talking about, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not even entertaining that news that we got today. I'm not talking. I'm not even nothing with you though. I'm not even entertaining that bullshit because it's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, for real. But what we got news of today was a bunch of bullshit, and there's gonna be some people that's gonna entertain that shit. I'm not even looking at that way because it's bullshit. And the first time we get news, we take it and run with it, and people go, "That's your job because you're a content creator." Hey, let me tell you something. Every time there's candy left on the dresser, you don't pick it up and take the shit. Some things you gotta leave alone. It's a setup. They're gonna put things out to the public because they know the public is gonna take it, especially media is gonna take it and run all over with it and make videos about it. Shit, not over here. Yeah, but back to this Thurman. Hold on, y'all. Y'all give me a second. Jokes. Oh shit. That's crazy. Love you too. Sorry, y'all talking to my beautiful wife, my bestie. Yeah, so I'm not getting into all that about that fight that we heard that just made. It's so disgusting that I don't even want to mention the people's names. But this right here is more realistic. One time Thurman, Sebastian Fundora. A lot of people say this could be an ending fight for Mr. Thurman. I say at least it's a fight, and it's not two guys who are in different weight classes going at it. I spoke on how I felt about Thurman, and I spoke how I feel on Fundorda. Big fan of Fundorda. Um, can I say that does this fight make sense? I mean, to me it does. To see Thurman back in there, I'm happy to see him back. His last opponent, we didn't know nothing about that dude. Didn't know who the hell he was, but Thurman had to do something to keep active, and he did it. I believe since Thurman's been back, he's only had 2 fights. I believe his comeback fight was against Mario Barrios, and then his last opponent, and now here it is on October 25th. He's having one of his biggest challenges he's ever probably had in his career. You know, Thurman's resume is pretty damn impressive. Louis Collazo, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao, um, and a list of other people that I'm probably not thinking about right now. He's a Hall of Famer, and he's a good shit talker. He makes a great fight. He promotes a fight great. I'm hoping when he's done with boxing, Keith Thurman's a promoter. Remember, I told this the other day when I was talking about him and Charlo that 154 is looking very disgusting right now, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because now that Boots is there, there's nobody could avoid anybody at this point. There's no avoiding anybody. Everybody is going to have to see somebody at some point. And it's great now because 147 used to be the division that we bragged about, but now there's not really much to brag about at 47. Not really much. So now 54 has always been a talented division, even when 147 was popping, but it's even more talented now. And when you, like I said, when you take the time to look at the guys that's in there, and everybody seemed to be getting a fight date now. We got Virgil Ortiz and Eric Salubin. I believe they're working on something. I don't know if that's supposed to be for November, y'all, or for October. Of course, you have Boots having his fight out in Philly for October 11th. I forgot the name of his opponent. 154 is looking busy. At some point, Tim Tszyu will return. And now that Tim Tszyu doesn't have a dance partner, because of course, even though he just fought, but so did Sebastian. Hopefully, we can entertain a Tim Tszyu versus Jermell Charlo. Maybe that could be talks in that. Who knows, right? Tim Tszyu, I told you, between Charlo, between Jermell, Tim Tszyu, and Spence, maybe something can happen with those three. Maybe I'll come back and I'll do something with those three. Tim versus Boots would be good. Yeah. I got no beef with that. I got no beef with Tim versus Boots. I got no beef with that. But this is what makes the division so great, because there's not going to be anybody that's going to be able to avoid anybody. I know at the end of the day, everybody wants to see Boots and Virgil. At some point, I think in 2026, it'll be brought to us. There's been a lot of fights. Excuse me, y'all. There's been a lot of fights that we didn't think that was going to get made, that got made. It took a while for Crawford and Spence to get made. No matter what happened, it got made. It took a while to get Devin and this guy, Garcia. Took a minute to get them done, but it got done. I think eventually Boots and Virgil will get it in. Tim has to start all over and Boots has to build. Yeah, it was too late. Yeah, it is. They call themselves trying to build fights, and then sometimes the money's not right, or sometimes it was the different sides of the streets. I think the only difference is now is the different sides of the streets talk is over. with Turkey Al Sheik around and all the promoters working with each other. Before you had promoters, I don't like this promoter, I don't like, and some of them still take their little shots at each other, but they get along better today than they probably ever had. Because you know that money will make you act different. That money will bring everybody together. You don't have to be best friends with somebody, but the money's different. Sebastian Fedora, Keith Thurman, I can't even break down how that will go. Um, I know Thurman will give it his all. And I have a feeling Keith Thurman is probably going to look a little better than people are probably giving him credit for, because he is the older man. He's the senior in the fight compared to Fundorda, who I think is about 25, 26 years old. So I think there's a 10-year difference. Mr. Thurman is 36 years old, if I'm not mistaken. But I think he's going to look better than what we think. I know we don't want to give him credit because he talks too much, or there's certain fighters we wanted him to fight and he didn't. And we think that he can't still hang in with today's elite. But I think we're wrong. Even if Thurman was to go in there and lose, it would not be easy. It would not be easy. It would not be easy for Mr. Fundora. And it's crazy just to see Fundora to be 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", at 154 pounds is freaking crazy. You know, if Fundora was a basketball player, it would probably make more sense. But even as a basketball player, he would. You know what? There's only one basketball player I knew that looked like him, and I don't mean the exact looks, but I'm talking about body frame. And there was an old school basketball player named Sean Bradley, who I believe he played for the Bullets at the time. That's who he reminds me of. That guy was probably about 100 and something pounds soaking wet. So to see this actually happen, I wasn't upset with it when I got the news. I think I just heard the news yesterday, maybe. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then now we're starting to see that we thought that boxing was slowing down a little bit. And it's actually picking back up for the year. So instead of us just talking about Crawford and, Crawford and Canelo all day, we actually have some other fights after September to look forward to. And October look like it's hot. There's 3 hot dates in October. The 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. And I can't wait for either or, but the 25th is something that I really can't wait for. And then we think about the month of November. But this one right here is going to be electrifying. And first of all, I'll tell you what, Sebastian Fedora doesn't really do too much talking. He'll speak his mind, and that'll be about it. So Thurman is going to sell this fight as much as he can by talking, because that's what Thurman does. What's going to hurt PBC, Redcliffe? Because y'all, I mean, people say PBC is bankrupt, PBC is hurting. What's going to hurt PBC? I don't think anything's hurting them, but what's hurting them, so I can get a clear understanding. Because, I don't know everything, so I'm here to learn from people. What's going to hurt PBC? This fight, you mean this fight is going to hurt them? Because if that's what you're talking about, I doubt that when they just had Thurman and Pacquiao, if anything should have, when they just had Pacquiao and Barrios, for anything, that should have, well, I don't know. We're not talking about Jake and Tank. I don't care nothing about Jake and Tank. This whole thing is not about Jake versus Tank. I don't care nothing about that. This is about Keith Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora. I'm not having no Jake versus Tank talks. And that's not PB. I don't know if that's PBC. I don't know if that's on Jake's. I don't really care nothing about that fight. That's nothing real. I'll let every other channel have a Jake versus Tank talk, but not on no Doug Zone. I don't care nothing about that. My thumbnail says Keith Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora, so that's what we sticking to. Real fights with people in their weight class, not WWF shit. But So down the line, we'll see we'll see what happens. In 54, you know me already. I never try to go all hard about it. Thurman's gonna do what he does. Sebastian's gonna do what he does, and hopefully down the line we can see Boots versus Tim. We can see all that. We can see these guys mix it up. We can see maybe Spence get in the mix of it. We can see Jamel come back. We can see it. We can see Virgil and Boots maybe at some point. All these guys. We can see maybe Virgil and Tim Zoo, Virgil and Fundorda. And let's not forget Xander Zayas, who's in the mix of that, because I mentioned everybody else, and I never mentioned Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas could be in the mix of it. Well, I can't say Spence is done. Nobody's in no position to say Spence is done. The only person that can say Spence is done is Spence. So I won't say no man is done. If a man wants to come back, if that's the case, Pacquiao should be done. Thurman should be done. But hey, everybody's coming back because everybody either misses the sport or they have to make a payday. People got to put food on the table. They got to feed their family. So I'm not in no position to say that. I don't care nothing about that. The car accident ain't got shit to do with him coming back. That ain't got shit to do with it. Pacquiao got beat half to death. Looked like he was in the car accident after fighting Ugas, but he came back. We're not in no position to say who can come back and who can't. Whoever wants to come back, that's on them. Look how much abuse Deontay Wilder took from Fury. A lot of people didn't think he should come back, but he's back. We're not in no position. We're not in no position. We're not in no position. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Ain't none of y'all ever been in the ring. Ain't none of y'all managers. Ain't none of y'all coaches. Half of y'all walked in the gym. We're not in no position to say who can come back and not. We're just not. Any man who wants to come back to make money and feed his family, that's on them. If they know that their body is not 100% and they want to come back anyway, I hate to see something happen to them, but what can we do? If he has problems for the rest of his life, that's on him, man. But we don't make no decision for these fighters. The fighters make the decision. Our job is to be fans. We don't make no decisions. Nobody in here is a promoter. Nobody's a manager. Nobody's an agent. Nobody has a promotional company. Nobody's in the gym with these fighters. So if they have problems later on in their life with their body because of a decision that they made, that's on them. I don't want to see no fighter die. I don't want to see no fighter where they can't wipe their own ass or they got to be pushed around in the wheelchair for the rest of their life. But if that's a decision that they make, that's on them. But we're not in no position to say what fighter is done because ain't none of us fought. I mean, I've been in the gym sparring, and that's just sparring. And I barely can do that. So none of us are in a position to say who can do what or who should come back. Because if that's the case, there's a lot of fighters that shouldn't come back. But if they got to feed their family, I ain't got no beef with it, man. I got no beef with it. I got no beef with it. God bless Spence. God bless Crawford, and God bless all the fighters out there, man. We lost a lot of fighters that had lost their lives recently, even this year. And it hurts to see that, but the sport must go on. Sport must go on, man. It's unfortunately it's sad. It's sad. I didn't want to see Pacquiao come back. I honestly didn't. I really didn't. But hey, it didn't matter what I thought. There were some people who paid to see him. Spence come back, there's going to be people that's going to pay to see him. If they give us Spence and Tim Zoo, y'all going to pay to see it. Rather, if y'all want to see him back in the ring or not, y'all going to pay to see it. See, we always say who shouldn't be back in the ring or who's done. But as soon as a fight come up, y'all sit there and say, rather if you stream it or pay for it, you still seeing it. I got no beef with it. I promise to God I got no beef with it, man. Hey, well, that's your opinion. You don't care to see it. That's cool. That's cool. You would have every right as a fan to say what you don't want to see. But you can't influence everybody else to not want to look at it because you don't, but you have every right. I didn't want to see Pacquiao versus Barrios. I didn't sit there and encourage everybody else not to watch it. I just didn't watch it. Even though Fundorda and Tim Tszyu too was on that, I didn't want to have to pay for that to see that. So what I do, I didn't watch it. This other fight that this one right here, Craw too. Hold on. I tell you what I ain't paying for. Let me show you something. I'll talk about I pay to see Spence and Tim before I pay to see this bullshit. See that bullshit right there? That wrestling, that WWF shit? I won't pay for that. How many of y'all gonna pay for that stupid shit? I won't even talk about that on my show because it ain't worth it. But how many of y'all gonna pay for that? Y'all gonna do it because y'all like that wrestling shit. Y'all be talking about y'all want to see real fights and who y'all don't want to see. But there's gonna be more of y'all that's gonna pay for that than people who's not gonna pay for it. She said you slept through the main event. God damn. Nah, I'm not asleep through the main event. Damn. Well, you know, hey, you didn't miss anything. No, it's not that big. It's not. But yo, Crawl, watch how many people pay for it though. They gonna tell you, if you look, hey, Crawl, you go to all the other big channels right now, they already dragging it. You see what I'm talking about? I'm not entertaining that shit. You see how you just said you wouldn't pay to see Spence and Tim? I ain't paying to see that other bullshit. That's why I ain't talking about it. Because it's a clown show. It's a clown show. It's boxing's half real and half wrestling. Who's paying for that crap? So the guy that damn near beat you, that they made it a draw, he doesn't get a rematch with you. Yeah, people are not gonna care as the time go on. They're not gonna care. No, they're not gonna care. But you're gonna have some idiots crowd that's gonna really come out their pockets for that. You're gonna be surprised when it's gonna be a lot of idiots, and they're gonna be on these channels arguing about it. Hey, listen, when they argue about it, Crawl, you're gonna come back to me and be like, bro, you was right. Watch, they're gonna be on here arguing with it. If they haven't started already, they're gonna talk about it like it's something to really talk about. Man, the only thing I'm talking about in November is November 22nd. I'm not giving that no play. What is this supposed to be, November 5th? I'm not giving that shit no play. Not over here. We talk real matchups. That right there is just that right there is just a circus. I'm looking at 154. This Thurman and Fundorda, an actual fight of two guys in their weight classes, even though there's a 10-year age difference, even though there's a height difference. I think Thurman's like maybe my height. I'm 5'7.5". He's probably like 5'8", about maybe. But it's a fight. This shit that they talking about on November 5th is a circus. I can't believe they're actually thinking about entertaining this bullshit. But this is what we got. This is what hurt the sport of boxing. This is what actually hurts the sport of boxing. Because as soon as we get something good going on, this kind of stupid shit happen. That's why old boy needs to just leave the sport. Homie couldn't get his rematch for almost beating you. You need to leave the sport, old boy. We just need you to go. 35 don't need to be held up. We don't need to be sitting back and waiting for a miracle to happen. November 5th, that could have been you and old boy from New Jersey. If not the rematch. But hey, what do I know, right? Everybody's going to talk about it. Everybody's on it now. They own it hard body. And the crazy thing is, he knows already that everybody's going to talk about it. He knows this already. He knows that all the channels are going to go out their way. Yes, John, please appreciate it. He knows that all these people are going to go out their way to talk about it on these channels. He knows that. I keep telling y'all, these fighters already know what they're doing before they do it. And they don't care about, as fans, what we think. They're going to do that. but I don't feel any type for that fight. God, I don't either, bro. I'm with you, brother. I promise to God, I'm with you. I promise to God, I'm with you, bro. I kid you not. No cap. I'm not paying for that shit. I'm not even entertaining it. I'm only talking about the shit now because it just pisses me off thinking about it. But I'm telling you, a lot of channels. I'm looking at my phone now. There's probably about 5 channels right now that's entertaining that shit, and they can go ahead. They can go ahead and entertain it because let me tell you what you do. You don't hurt him or the other one by talking about them. You're making them more popular than what they are because somebody who don't know about boxing that's walking in that think this is actually a real fight is going to go for it. And we're going to sit up here and talk about it as if it's the greatest thing that's ever about to happen in the world. But not me. Not over here, I'm not. Yeah, they all went breaking news type shit. I'm thinking, when I hear that, I'm like, breaking news? Oh shit, what happened? What happened? Breaking news, man. Like Crawl, John, when y'all hear breaking news, you thinking, oh shit, what's about to happen? Because you thinking it's about to be something super either somebody got elevated or somebody's coming back or a fight that we've been waiting for is about to happen. And you like, you over there like, oh, breaking news. And then you hear the breaking news is such and such versus such and such is going down November 5th. And you like, what the I strolled right past. He said I strolled right. He said I strolled right past it. Hey, Crawl, you ain't shit, boy. He said I strolled right past it. It's a shit show. So when people ask me, why are you not talking about it like everybody else? I'm not everybody else. This channel is not called Everybody Else Channel. It's called No Duck Zone. Like, I don't give a shit about what everybody else is talking about. You know what I'm saying? Some people talk about it because, not just because they want to, because we know people who come to your channel, there's some people that's casuals that really don't know shit about boxing that look at this fight and think it's a real fight and then they go entertain it. Because anybody who really knows about boxing, that really know damn well this ain't no shit to be talking about. Come on now, what we doing? This is just a money grab. Yeah, casuals, John. This is a money grab. This is all this is. Money, 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 money. That's all it is. It's casuals. Yeah, the casuals, man. Any real fans is not sitting back like, yo, we're gonna sit on the live for 4 or 5 hours and we're gonna argue about this fight. We're gonna argue. This is real, man. Who do you think is gonna win? No, it don't. And I mentioned it earlier about that, if you remember, John. And I was on my other boy live. Shout out to my man Crush the Legend. They don't care nothing about legend. They don't care nothing about legacy or being a legend because the way they move lets you know right then and there. How they move, they don't care about what the fans think. They don't care. I don't give a shit about legacy. I'm trying to get the biggest payday respectfully and exit out. And it's sad because clown ass fights like that take away from the real fights that's happening. You can't really do that. Yeah, exactly. I don't get it, Crawl. Help me to understand. I don't get it, Crawl. That's why when he said breaking news, the first thing I thought was, rematch. We got a date for the rematch. That's what I'm thinking, Crawl. And then I see the flyer and I'm thinking, okay, somebody's capping. It's not happening. And then I start seeing all the channels break it. And I'm like, oh, then it came through on my phone. Then I'm getting text messages from people who's actually in boxing. That's like, yo, did you hear about what's happening November 5th? I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, John, what separates me from all these other content creators, man, let me tell you what separates me. I try my best to be fair in situations. I really do. I speak my mind, and if I don't like something, you know by now, John, I leave it alone and go, all right, hey, that's on them. But you're gonna have some people on their lives crashing out over this shit. They're gonna crash out, and it's like, do y'all realize there's a guy that's 154, excuse me, a guy that's 130 some pounds who probably walks around at 140 something pounds, maybe, taking on a guy damn near 200 pounds. Damn near, you heard me say damn near 200 pounds. Who's maybe, I don't know, 190? Hmm? What are we talking about? So, I peeped your language 2 times. It's enough for me to tap. Yeah. So that's why I don't have a problem with certain fighters coming back, no matter what condition they're in, because this fight right here that they talking about for November 5th, we can't have that. We can't have that. Yeah, 135, 189. Come on, man. If y'all really sit and take the time to sit back and look at things, at least we know when fighters come back, when they do come back, we go, okay, he's fighting this guy. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Even if it don't make sense, they're in the, you know what makes it make sense? They're in the same division. Cool. You get a guy that outweighs a guy by 50 pounds? What are we doing? And then we run and go breaking news. Shit, it ain't nothing. If anything gonna get broke, it's gonna be somebody's neck. And it takes away. You know, it's not right when Ryan. Yeah, exactly. So when we have people like Sebastian Fedor versus um versus Keith Thurman, and people go, well, we don't care about that. We don't want to hear about that. What? Yeah, we don't care about who Boots is fighting. We don't care nothing. He ain't got no real opponent. But I want to entertain this fight that's happening November 5th between two guys that is a 30, how, the difference is what again? A 50-pound difference? And you think we finna sit up there and entertain that shit? You fools gotta be crazy. And to call yourselves real boxing fans, some of y'all need to get drug tested. So we're gonna ignore a Tim Tszyu, and we're gonna ignore a Sebastian Fedor. We're gonna ignore all these other guys, all these other people, all these other fights that's coming up November 22nd. We're gonna ignore that. For that? Oh, Danny Garcia coming back. I don't think he should come back. Yeah, you could say you don't think he should come back. I'd rather him come back than to watch that bullshit for November 5th. What are we getting out of November 5th? Somebody can tell me something, because maybe I'm lost. What are we getting out of that? Besides it being a shit show. Boxing just fucked up, and they don't even know what they just did. Oh, McClain, you don't understand. You said it yourself. It's a money grab. No. A money grab is something different. You could take two guys that you might not want to see in the division fight, and we go, okay, it's a money grab. Pacquiao versus Barrios was a money grab. And don't get me wrong, that fight in November 5th, there's money involved in it, but at the same time, it's a shit show. It's a shit show. Now, somebody's going to look in this and they're going to be like, McClain, I think you're being a little too personal about it. No, I don't give a shit what you think. If you think that $1 will come out of my pocket for this, I'd rather go order NXT. I'd rather go watch wrestling. 90 weight to play. Yeah, yeah, Redcliffe. Yeah, yeah. This is crazy. This is the Big Show versus Floyd Mayweather, WrestleMania. This is what this shit is. Even though we seen how that turned out at the end, but all that was scripted. Because we know in real life, Floyd can't do nothing with that. Like, what are we talking about? And you're going to have people that's going to go out their way on these channels to sit up here and talk about this shit like it's actually something to fucking talk about. Well, it is something to talk about, no Doug Zone. It's entertainment. Are we talking boxing or are we talking wrestling? Because if we talking wrestling, all right, that's something different. But we ain't talking wrestling. We talking boxing. So you skip your rematch with old boy for this? What does that tell you? This is a money grab for me. I'm gonna make this money and then I'm gonna respectfully exit out of here. If you look at how a lot of these dudes move, money grab is written all over their face. Crawford Canelo. What do you think that is? Yeah, Crawford wants to go up there and be the best, but that's also a money grab. Will we see him after that? Maybe not. Thurman versus fight will present problems. Oh, you think so, Killer? You know what? I told people, don't sleep on them. She goes about still have fan base. Crawl, I ain't got no problem with that. I have no beef with that. I have no beef with Shakur versus Roach. I think that's good, if you ask me. What do you think happens in that? I know this is supposed to be Sebastian Fundorda versus Thurman, but we can step off for that for a second. I got some people, that's keeping me on, man. So let's talk about that. What happens? I don't have no beef with it. I have no beef with it. I love it. Bring it on. Because at some point, when old boy is going out at 35, and we don't have much to worry about, somebody gonna have to carry the torch. Somebody gonna have to carry it. And it's a couple of heavy hitters at 35. I believe Gary Russell's, what is he? He's 35 now, right? Even though he's older, but I believe he's 35, right? So you got a couple, you got a couple people. I believe oh shit, I almost got his name. His name slipped my mind. That's crazy. It'll come back to me when I think about it. He's talking. Oh yeah, I already read that comment. Yeah, so yeah, I got no if that happens with Shakur and him, I'm cool with it. Make it happen. But this November's 5th shit is WrestleMania. And if they would have took this and put it on WrestleMania, I wouldn't have been upset because it's entertainment. This shit right here is crazy. Smash that like button, please, y'all. It's 6 people. Well, it was 9 people watching. 3 got off. That's okay. That's okay. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, man. But this shit right here is a complete shit show. And this is probably the last. You see, I never mentioned no names. So this is probably gonna be the last day that y'all even hear me even speak on it. Because once I say November 5th, everybody already knows what I'm talking about. I mean, y'all can have fun talking about it. Me, that shit gets no entertainment. Even when we get to November, y'all gonna still talk about it. But you know what I'm gonna be talking about in November? November 22nd. I ain't going on nobody's show to talk about it. I don't need nobody asking me what I feel about it because y'all not gonna like my response. And the first thing y'all gonna say, you casuals, is that you gotta like it. It's a money grab. You can't get mad at them for making money. I don't want to hear that shit. Tay, what's up, my Long Island sister? I don't want to hear that shit. Like, what are we talking about? So you expect this guy who's 5'5", 135 pounds to go in there and beat a guy who's almost 200 pounds. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. So I guess Vince McMahon is supposed to be behind this. Why are y'all falling for this bullshit and being entertained by it? I don't get that. And then y'all carry it as if it's something to really talk about. But then we study telling fighters they shouldn't come back and fight because they went through abuse. But we're gonna see two people who have nothing in common that have been talking shit to each other on social media. That's nowhere near in the same weight class. Fight. The fight is actually sanctioned. And we're gonna get on our channels and entertain that shit. What are we doing? This is what I've learned as being a content creator, right? I learned to not entertain everything I fucking hear. Because some things are not worth talking about. Because I notice that it seems like in the media, we sit back and we wait for something to happen so we can go and just talk about it. Before we can even hear the full story, we're just quick to go run and go. I've been dying all day to wait for some content because we're not smart enough to go create our own content. That's right, I said it. We're not smart enough to create our own content, so we sit around waiting for some shit to happen so we can go and go, that's what I've been waiting for. And I don't get it. Kudos to the both of them for getting a paper. But I'm going to say it once, I'm going to say it twice, I'm going to say it 3 times. I don't care who leaves a comment in the comment section. It's a fucking circus. And a lot of y'all are going to go out your way to entertain the shit. A lot of y'all claim, I won't pay for that. I'll stream it. It don't matter if you pay for it to stream it. Stupid, you're still going to watch it. You still going to watch it. What's the difference? It ain't nowhere in hell you're going to tell me, well, I'm not watching it at all. That's bullshit. Some of you might really do it, but there's going to be some of y'all that y'all going to watch it. Now, I might just so glance at it if it comes across my YouTube, because that's my YouTube. What could I do, right? But for me to be happy about November 5th, man, I ain't going nowhere November 5th, man. I ain't going nowhere November 5th. I'm going to sit and watch this. Oh, I'm going to have my popcorn. I'm going to have my alcohol. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all better start paying attention to what the hell goes on in this sport. Now, you're more than welcome to talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about when it comes to your channel. But don't get caught up in the bullshit. What you see me talking about, Thurman versus Fundorda, is real. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be amazing. Erickson Lubin versus Virgil Ortiz. What is that supposed to be in November 2? I think. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. What was it? November, October? Whatever date, October 18th, whatever date it is. Which I can't wait to get to that. That's a fight. Whoever Earl Spence decides to come back, whether it was this year or next year, I'm sure it'll be a great fight. And I'm hoping it's Tim Tszyu. And I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it before I pay for that November 5th garbage. What do y'all want from my life? You want me to be this guy to just say whatever and anything that makes shit sound good? You got to be careful, McLean, because when you put in their credentials, when they go look at your channel and they hear stuff like this, they're not going to want to pick you because you're down in them. Well, then don't fucking pick me. I went my whole life not getting picked a lot. Went on half of my life getting picked on. So I don't care about fitting in. I care about what's real and how I feel and what makes me sleep at night. And keeping it real makes me sleep well at night. So I'm sorry to everybody if I'm not everybody's favorite fucking channel or I don't say what it is that y'all want to hear. Quote unquote, keeping it real. Jay Gibson, what's up? I'm sorry, y'all. I really am. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for not being the channel you want me to be. I am sorry. What do y'all want me to do? But my shit is called No Duck Zone, and I got to live up to that. I'm not entertaining this November 5th shit. It's garbage. I don't give a shit what y'all tell me. You can tell me all you want, it's a money grab. It ain't a money grab for y'all. Y'all be so quick to say money grab. It ain't a money grab for your ass. It's a money grab for the two participants because you ain't getting shit out of it. Y'all ain't getting nothing out of it. The fighters are. Their families are. Their teams are. The promotional companies are getting it. The networks. Whoever's involved are getting money. Sometimes I don't know what y'all want me to do. I don't. I don't be talking just to be talking. I'll never come out my pocket to pay for something that ain't worth paying for, even when it is two fighters in the same division. If I feel like I don't want to pay for it, believe me, I'm not. I just told you I didn't pay for Pacquiao and Barrios. The fuck I look like? The son-in-law versus the father-in-law. They went 12 rounds. What the fuck I look like paying for that? Every time something comes up, I'm not quick to jump on here and report it. All news ain't good news. Some things are worth talking about, some things are not. But I know as my job is to report stuff, but I try to do my best at doing it. But I'm not going to do what everybody else is doing. Everybody's more than welcome to do what they do on their channels. They are. They are. They're more than welcome to do whatever it is that they want to do. Excuse me, y'all. I said November 5th. I don't know where I got that from. I think the November 5th, I think that is I think that might be Lubin and Ortiz. November the 14th of November. I was getting that mixed up. It's a shit show. Sorry, y'all. Sorry if I can't be that channel you want me to be. Oh, I'm running over here because I thought you would have been talking about November 14th. You better run your ass somewhere else because I don't give a shit about it. But nobody wants to talk about Thurman and Fundorda. Well, who the fuck wants to talk about November 5th? Actually, you know what? They are. No, excuse me, the 14th. They are talking about it. Go over there the way they are. I don't care nothing about that shit. I don't care about what state is in. I don't care if it's free. I'll be doing something else November 14th. Don't know what, but I'll make sure I'm doing it, not to get caught up in watching it. And I know they're going to try to make the card dope because they know deep down inside there's going to be some people who's not anxious to watch this, but they're going to try to make that card on the 14th dope just to get people to say, I got to watch it now. Amanda Serrano's on there. I got to watch it now. Alicia Baumgartner's on there. Oh, man, I got to watch it now. Oh, Katie Teller's on here against this girl. Oh, against who? Oh, I got to watch it. I ain't going for none of that shit, bro. None of it. You can have it. I guess I'm stubborn. You just can't get me to do certain things. And that's why y'all can't take it. That's why y'all be dropping off. That's why y'all be dropping off, man. I don't be can. I really don't be caring. I'm not here for your entertainment, man. I'm not here to please y'all. I'm just not. I never will be. There are some pleasing channels that's going to please you with the bullshit. They're going to spoil you with the content. I'm not going to do that. It's not what the fuck I'm here for. I'm just not. I'm just not, and I never will be. We got Sebastian Fundorda, Keith Thurman going down the 25th of October. Can't wait to see it. And I will talk more about it the week of the fight. Crawford, Canelo, September 13th. Can't wait. I don't get really deep into it. It's still early, but by the time September get here, I will talk more about it. Because I'm not going to talk about it now and then have to keep talking about it 3-4 weeks from now. Makes no sense. To me, it don't. Smash that like button, all my beautiful people. So at the end of the day, what are we talking about? This year has been an amazing year. And giving us that fight for November 14th, don't make it great. Don't make it great. What we should be seeing November 14th is him versus old boy in a rematch. Because he deserved a rematch. Don't y'all think so? No, y'all don't care. Some of y'all more intrigued on who he's fighting on the 14th. Not all of y'all, but some of y'all. For you casuals, for you people who don't know shit, y'all think this is an appropriate fight. Can't be serious. You can't be serious. We just can't be, y'all. We got to get it together, man. We got to get this shit together. We got to get it all the way together. And then the question always becomes, is boxing dead? Is boxing dying? Well, if it is, it ain't the fighters. We can just point the fingers at the promoters or the networks. You got to point it at some of you so-called fans because you are a part of it. And you've been a part of it. And shit like this for November 14th is the exact shit that kills it. Oh, it ain't just the fighters. Oh, man, boxing's dying. Nobody wants to fight no more. Promoters are not getting along. Turkey Al-Sheikh is da-da-da-da. Eddie Hearn is this, and Jake Paul is that. But a lot of y'all so-called fans play a role in this shit. Ain't none of y'all making money from this boxing shit. Not one dime. And y'all fail to realize that. Yeah, Jay Gibson, I'm not. There's about 5-6 channels right now that's going hard. And no disrespect to those channels, because a lot of those are my people. But that's cool. That's cool. I was taught that when something happened, you don't go the same way everybody else is going. You go the opposite way. You don't follow everybody. I go the opposite way. I don't follow everybody. When there's a shootout, I'm not running to where everybody else is running. I'm running my own damn direction. Some people run towards the shooting and don't even know it. I'm running the opposite way. Smash that like button, yo. 7 people and 7 likes. Come on, let's get it up. Let me get 3 more likes, man. 3 more likes and I'm good to go. And I get out of here. I'm a person I don't look for 20 or 30 or 40, 50 likes. Every like I can get is appreciated. Gotta make it make sense, man. Is it that important? Is it that important and that serious to just not care about what we get in boxing? We just care about reporting it. We say one thing, but we do another. Is that healthy for us? And how much longer do y'all think we'll be able to carry on with that? After a while, we got to stop and say, this shit don't make no kind of sense. But because we're so worried about reporting shit, doesn't even matter. I don't care. You can give me you can bring Andre the Giant back and have him fight Shaquille O'Neal. We're gonna sit on our live and we're gonna talk about it for 3-4 hours. As long as the people are entertained, we're gonna keep doing it. It's cool to keep your audience happy. It's cool to keep your audience laughing. It's cool to update your audience on stuff that's going on. But this ain't a circus. This is not a goddamn circus. That's not what we're here for. And sometimes we need to be reminded of that. Because these fighters know what they're doing. When they say stuff, when they sign up for some fights, they know goddamn well the media is going to go and just go crazy. And then they'll have their peoples sit back, right, and be like, go on YouTube and see who's on. Look at all the channels that's talking. Now, just because these fighters don't respond in the comments, they sometimes know who channels are before you know that they're watching you. You don't think they homeboys and they sitting around their homeboys? Yeah, this channel talk about you, that channel. That's why a lot of y'all get stepped to. When y'all talking crazy about a fighter, y'all get DM'd. If the main person ain't watching you, somebody in their circle watching you. Hey, I got no beef with either one of the fighters for the 14th. I just got a beef with the fight. And I have a right to feel that way. I got every right to feel that way. Because then, you know, y'all say, well, I'm just a boxing fan. Every fight is not a fight. And that don't make you a fan. Just because you get hype about it, oh, I'm going to order this, I'm going to watch this, I'm going to sit up here 3-4 hours talking about it, that don't make you no fucking fan. Some of y'all are just looking for something to be a part of. I understand. I get it. Popularity versus the truth. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I get it. It's cool. Do you? But I'm always going to stick to what I believe in. And if some shit don't smell right, I'm not eating it. I'm just not. Get ready to take this down, y'all, man. You know I didn't want to be a bit too long, but Thurman versus Fundorda is going to be great. 154 is great. We're going to sit back and see what happens in the division. Of course, I'll be back to talk about this fight eventually as we get close to it. And the other participants at 154. I talked about, I think yesterday, Spence versus Tim Tszyu. We'll see if that happens. Let's talk about a particular person. Let's talk about a potential opponent for Jamel if he comes back. Hopefully, you know, we don't know if he comes back at 60, at 54. If he comes back, who's great for him? Could we see him in Tim Tszyu? We don't know. We'll have to see how that all plays out. I'll be back tomorrow, throwback Thursday. It won't be no morning chop up. We'll be talking boxing in the morning. Julia says there's Chavez versus Melvin Taylor. Excuse me. Chavez versus Taylor. Okay? Y'all remember that. Y'all remember how that fight went. Chavez versus Taylor. We'll be doing that 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. All of y'all are more welcome to come on back through here and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I got 640 subscribers. I love y'all. Do me a favor. Give me 20 more. Give me 20 more. Give me 20 more, and I love y'all. Be blessed out there, everybody. Please be safe. I want everybody to come up here tomorrow morning with me and rock with me. And if you don't, and if you feel like you don't want to rock with me because this ain't the channel, or maybe you don't agree with what a lot of things I say, that's okay. That's why there's other YouTube channels that exist. I'm not going to dish you because this is not the channel for you. God bless you. That's all I can tell you. God bless you, and hope you find the channel that you're looking for. Love y'all. Be safe. You know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.